Hey y'all, so someone asked me a question about the pluses and minuses of protein, so I just decided to do a video on it. To say protein pluses and minuses is kind of inaccurate because protein is never really bad for your hair. There aren't necessarily minuses per se, it's just that you need to maintain a protein moisture balance with your hair. Just as you can get protein overload, you can also get moisture overload. So you need to maintain that balance, and too much of a good thing can always be bad. So that is just to clarify that point. Generally speaking, natural hair does not need as much protein as relaxed hair because it has not been processed, and the protein, or layers of the cuticle have not been stripped away, and protein binds to your hair and kind of replenishes what it has been lost. So that's why a lot of naturals have more issues with protein. We don't need as much protein often, so that's a problem. And well, it's not a problem, but that's the issue. And also, it depends on what kinds of protein you're using. Um, I will say that it is pretty difficult to completely eliminate protein from your hair care regimen. And I don't think you should eliminate it completely either, but it's in so many things. It's like wheat protein is like always popping up and stuff, and I don't know, especially when it comes to African American hair or curly hair, they're always saying, make sure you're strengthening your hair, repairing damage. So those are always running around in there somewhere. I think I've tried to eliminate protein before, and it just didn't work. It was always sneaking in there. But yeah, it really depends on what kind. Like if you use a softening protein, that really won't contribute to protein overload. Like there's like silk amino acids, collagen, those are softening, things like that. And then also when you get to hydrolyzed proteins, those are scientifically made proteins. They're not really as natural as some other ones. So when you use those are the ones that are really binding to your hair, and those are the ones that can cause the most issues. So when you see hydrolyzed wheat protein, hydrolyzed oat protein, hydrolyzed soy protein in products, those are ones that I'm a little bit more weary about. But like I said, silk amino acids, collagen, things like that, I generally don't have issue with, and I can pretty much use those as much as I want to. Also, with some proteins, they can help you retain moisture. Although wheat protein is a strengthening protein, it also helps you retain moisture, so that's a good one. But the strongest protein is hydrolyzed keratin, because that is the protein that is like your hair. So I tend to stay away from most products that contain keratin unless I'm doing a heavy duty protein treatment. Like Curl Repair Me has keratin in it. The Cuticle Strengthening Conditioner also has keratin, but it's like way down at the bottom. And then like Joico, like K-Pack, that also has some keratin in there. But that's one I generally don't use that often. But then I heard a really weird noise. It's like something's haunting my apartment. But what was I saying? Yeah. So just be careful with what proteins you're using. Usually, like we know, if it's in the first 5 ingredients, there's usually a lot of it in a product. I think like keratin is like the second ingredient in Repair Me. So just make sure you're DCing after that. Even though I usually don't DC after I use Repair Me because it is that good. But so when you get protein overload, it's when you keep using the protein, and eventually, the way it feels to me, I kind of don't know how to describe it, but it basically locks my hair out, and I can't get any moisture to my hair. Products kind of just sit there. They don't feel like they're penetrating or anything like that. So that's just something to be wary of. But no, protein's not bad. I think everyone needs protein, especially if you have some kind of process. If you have color, I didn't use a lot of protein when I was hennaing, but now I use more protein because my hair at the tips is color treated, and henna mimics a protein treatment, so I didn't want to do both. But now that I don't henna anymore, I kind of am freer with my protein. So yeah, I mean, that's really it. That's pretty much the notion. of protein. It's just too much of a good thing. It's going to be bad on your hair. So just be careful. Pay attention to your hair, like I always say. I try to use protein maybe in conditioners, just dashes here and there, probably maybe twice a week. But I don't use it every day or my hair would be very angry with me. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot to say it. Okay, there's some ingredients, like I remember when I was looking up the ingredients to Hair Rules Curly Whip, they say, you know, this has protein for strengthening your hair and like all this kind of stuff. But it really kind of has protein in it. Not really. I don't really consider it protein. It has like hops, which is contains protein, but to me it's not a true protein because I really do have the issues with the hydrolyzed proteins, and I haven't had any issues with that. And also, like there was a rumor going around for a little bit, and people were saying aloe vera is a protein, and it's really not. It contains amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, but itself is not a true protein. So if you see a lot of products that claim to be protein free, it will still contain aloe vera just because aloe vera is not considered a true protein and doesn't really contribute to protein overload in your hair. So that's pretty much it. That's all I had to say. So I know I'm doing a direct upload. I'm not even on my computer, but I just wanted to answer that question. So I will talk to you all later and have a great day. Bye.